Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. I cannot believe that March is already here. So today I am going to share my makeup roundup, everything that I used in the month of February, whether it was new or old, and how I am liking these products. If that sounds good to you, keep watching this video. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. Okay, I've got my tray here and some eyeshadow palettes sitting there on the side. Ooh, bless you, August. And I usually save the eyeshadow palettes for last. So let's jump on in. I'm going to start with some Complexion products first. First, I'm going to start with, let's start with this baby here. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation Stick. Do y'all remember when this came out last year? This is so excellent, y'all. And I have the shade Baklava, which is 340G. Oh! This is so good, y'all. This is my favorite foundation stick. It is my only foundation stick. And I have this much left. So I am going to continue to use this until it is done. It's creamy, it blends well, it just has a beautiful finish. You can barely see it right there. And it is still going strong. This was such a great release for Huda, and I am so happy that I have this. I was looking in my drawer and I'm like, no, I was watching somebody's video last week. It was somebody, and I was like, I need to pull this out because it is so good. So I'm circulating this in my collection. Oh, and one I don't have, let me grab it. I just remembered because I have it in my my little makeup bin of stuff that I'm wearing every day. Let me grab this. I was about to forget about this. The NARS Advanced Light Reflecting Foundation. This is also another great foundation. Last year, some really good foundations came out, and I'm not really a foundation person, but I guess I thought I was, and I was buying all these different ones. So I have a lot to work through this year in 2023. So foundations are just something I am really not looking for at all to add to my collection, or at least not until I finish something. So this is another really good one. It gives you like that natural radiant finish. I like a dewy finish, but if you don't, this one is really still nice for someone who likes a matte finish. Like, it's not overly dewy, but it definitely has some sheen to it when you put it on your hand and look at it. It's definitely got some sheen to it, but it's another really good foundation, and I'm using it every day. But back to the Huda Beauty stick, this is also very awesome as well. So I'm gonna be circulating this one again in my collection. It's great, especially on those days where you wanna do like a makeup, no makeup look. Oh, okay. Needs a towel. Especially when you want to do like makeup, no makeup look, or you just have areas where you want to just do a little covering up. This is perfect for this, and it blends out really nicely. Let me get him a towel. All right, what do I want to go into next? Let's talk about the Uma Beauty, what do we call this? Double Take Sculpt and Strobe Duo Stick, Honey. And I remember when these came out, people were saying that they were better than the KKW Beauty, which no longer exists, contour sticks. And I don't really contour, but I do use this as a bronzer. This is, it's kind of warm. It's a little deep, but it does blend out really nice. It's kind of red, but I do like the finish of this. So I did pull this out to use. I didn't use the highlight side, but the highlight side is nice as well. So Uma Beauty, I actually have another product from Uma Beauty in this video as well, because I only have two things by Uma Beauty, but this is really good. So I was glad to pull this back out. Sometimes we forget about things in our collection, so I like to circle back, and if it's something that I haven't used in a while, you know, pull it out and see how I'm still feeling about it. I haven't really been using a lot of bronzers lately. I do, as I said, feel like this is a little dark for me, but I can make it work. So I will continue to play around with this. I also have the Art Glow Lust, and this is in the shade Sunstone. Now, what I've noticed about this, the past couple times I've used it, it is a bit heavy. So this is something that, yeah, I will wear it alone or just add a little bit into my foundation to give it some more of the dewiness, but it is kind of heavy. It is kind of thick, kind of lotiony. It's not a thin formula, so you might not like this, but I do love the effect that it has on my skin. And I have this in 2 shades. Like, one is more of a highlighter shade, it's Pyrite, and this one is my skin tone if I want to wear it by itself. But it definitely gives you like some tint, some coverage, and a nice dewy finish, and a whole lot comes in this container, or this, what do you call it, dispenser? I don't know what you call it, but you get a whole lot of product here. So I don't know if I would be repurchasing the Art Glow Lust anytime soon, because there are other glowy products that I like probably a little bit better and are a little thinner, but I do still like this. And last, for complexion, I have my Rare Beauty bronzer. What do we call this? Oh, I don't know what it's called, but it's Happy Soul. And this is a really nice skin-like bronzer. It blends out really nice, and I like this. See, this is more of the bronzing color that I would prefer. The Uma is a bit dark for me, as I was saying, but this is nice. I can go a little deeper, but this has a nice like blend out. The Uma Beauty one, if I put too much on, it's gonna be a problem. This one, I can build it up a little bit, and I like to go that route because, you know, I don't have a lot of time in the morning to be taking stuff off and reapplying. So that's why I really like this bronzer. Okay, so that's it for complexion, it looks like. So let's go into a couple more face products. Some of these I've mentioned in other favorites, but I want to continue to show you when I'm using them. And that also kind of keeps a record for me of how much I like a product, if it's in my like roundups more than once. So let's talk about the Adept face palettes, probably for the 3rd time. I love these, you guys. This is a bronzer. Again, it's a shade that's easy for me to use and build up. And then these are like bronzer toppers. If you like that like bronzy, glowy, goddessy type vibe, that's what this reminds me of. So this is the Ayana palette, and then this is the Stella palette. I love this blush palette. I always say it's like House of Elle on the cheeks. It is just beautiful. You have these 2 like blush and blush topper shades, and then the highlighter. Now, if you don't like glowy blushes, this is not going to be something that you're going to enjoy. But look at that. It has like, this one has like a nice like fire to it. I don't know if it's really coming up, but I love this. Maybe the exposure is too high or something. I don't know. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So maybe you can see it there, like that fiery shade. It is so pretty. I love that. But again, it's not going to be for someone who doesn't want a glowy type blush. But I love these. I know she had 4 of them. These are the 2 that I purchased, and they are still going strong in my collection. Now, a blush that I haven't used in a long time is this Wayne Goss blush in the shade Bright Poppy. And I can't remember why I pulled this out, but these 4 blushes were so nice. They were really, really beautiful shades, and I think they worked for a lot of skin tones, and they're gonna last you your whole life. Like, look at these pans. Bright Poppy, it's beautiful poppy pink shade. Didn't use the highlighter, but I definitely used the blush in February. I think maybe it was Valentine's Day. Okay, I don't know why it's swatched like that, but that's what it looks like. And a little bit goes a long way with these blushes because they're very, very pigmented. So I was happy to pull this out. I need to pull out Vivid Azalea as well. That's a really unique blush shade in my collection. The NARS Afterglow blush palette will probably be in every video. I use it all of the time. And I love how you can just mix and match and customize the blush shades. And then you have a highlighter here. So I know this one is discontinued, but I'm sure they're gonna come out with something this year that's gonna be really really similar. And these are not new shades. So all of the shades are existing. So if there's one that you like, you could always just grab that. I like having the option of all of these different shades in a small compact palette. So I love this. Ooh, what else for blush? Ooh, y'all. I have 2 from Melt, and then I think that's it for blush. Oh, kind of it for blushes. Okay. Cali Dream, the blush light. Remember when Melt came out with these cream blushes? These are excellent. They are so excellent. I probably have like 5 of them. Oh, look. So that's Cali Dream. You can see it's like this creamy peach color. I mean, this has such a great consistency and it looks so good on. It's really luminous, but it's not like the Adept, you know what I mean? Because these are like, you can use these like for eyeshadows. This one doesn't have like that much of a shine, but it does leave your skin really dewy. Really nice blush, really great. All of these were great. And remember these, the bee blushes? I brought out Raw Honey, still going strong, y'all, with Raw Honey. Does Melt still sell these? Now these are more along the lines of like the House of L, because these are like, you can use these for eyeshadows as well. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm doing a good job showing things because I'm so excited about like my favorites. So excited. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I wore this last week. Yes, these are so good, y'all. If Melt still sells these, ooh, and there's a coral one too. I'm gonna wear that this week. It's called, is it Buzzkill? I think it's called Buzzkill. It's like the coral one. Oh my gosh. And then Queen Bee is like a golden bronzy one. All 3 of these were great. Melt, come on back with the creativity, please. Like, I really want Melt to do a My Little Pony collection, like that Catrice one that's coming out. I mean, I'm happy for Glamlight, but I could have seen Melt come out with the Chucky collection as well. Couldn't y'all have seen them do that? Maybe we need to send some ideas in because that Zodiac collection just was not it. Neither are the lashes and brow products. I mean, it's nice, but I need them to do something with themselves. Okay, let's now talk about, oh, let's not. I brought out my Glowgasm Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? Beauty Light Wand. And this is, what shade is this? Oh, it's Pinkgasm, I'm sure. Yep. I brought this out because I'm starting to see a lot of brands come out with their version of this. And I was saying in my purchaser pass that with the price points being so similar, you might as well get the original. But one of my friends on Instagram did point out that I think some of these new products, like the one from Tarte, does have more product. So I take that back, because if the Tarte product is just as good as this one and you're getting more, then the $2 less is still saving you something because you're getting more product. So I do take back what I said about that, but I did pull out the Pinkgasm just to understand the hype again, and it is very nice. It's a very nice product and it is lasting me a long time. So I'm happy to have this and be able to pull it out, because I remember at one point it was hard to get your hands on these, and when they came back in stock I grabbed it because people were just talking about how great they were, but they would sell out very quickly. So I am still using this. I've used a lot of it, at least half. So I am going to continue to use it till it's empty. When I repurchase this, I don't know. I feel like it's cool, but I don't know. You know, a lot of stuff goes viral and I'm like, okay, but it's nice. All right, moving on to the lips. And I've got some oldies but goodies here. Let's start with Propa Beauty. Do y'all remember Propa Beauty? Where is Propa Beauty? Because they didn't come out with anything in 2022, I don't think. This is the shade Moxie. Everybody loved Moxie. Everybody did. Such a beautiful lipstick. Now, if you want a lipstick that's not gonna move, Propa Beauty is not gonna be your brand. These definitely move, but these are like butter on your lips. They smell like shea butter. They feel like shea butter. They are so hydrating. I think these are great, like if your lips are dry. to give you some color. I also have the shade Finesse, but I don't know where that is. I wear that one a lot, and that's a really nude color. So it's probably in my purse or my car or my coat pocket. I've been wearing that one a lot, but I did pull out Moxie. This is just such a great shade. I love this shade. It's really good. Proper Beauty, come on back. I don't know. I think it's tough because all they had were lipsticks, and they had a lot of shades. Probably about 13 shades. So I don't know, maybe they need to come out with some more shades. There's more shades to come out with. Come on back, Proper Beauty. We miss you. We need you. All right. We also have the Gucci, what is this called? It's like a matte liquid lip. Is this Meet Me in Argentina? Or They Met in Argentina? They Met in Argentina. I'm confusing it with Meet Me in Berlin from Lisa Eldridge. But I like this. Overpriced. Really overpriced. But nice. Dries down great. And this is a little more lighter, a little more pinkier maybe. But I love this shade. Meet Me in Argentina is that shade. I mean, They Met in Argentina is that shade. I love this. I will continue to use this. Is this like something I need to repurchase? No, it's really overpriced. So get it on sale if you're going to get anything by Gucci if you can. Let me tell you what else is really good. See, now I'm getting excited. These Slim Radical Matte lipsticks from YSL. This shade is called Unreleased Nude. I broke it off, so I got to be careful. But oh my gosh, y'all. This matte lipstick, I must have been in like a little mauve-y vibe. It's matte, but it is so comfortable and creamy. These are so good. I don't even know what to say. I have this and Limitless Cinnabar is the other shade that I have. These are so excellent. Let me see how much is left. Yeah, that's all I got left. I probably would repurchase this in a different color just to try out another color, but these are awesome. No one ever talks about the YSL lip products, but these and the Shine Balm ones they have are really good. I never hear anybody mention them, but they're awesome, in case you were wondering. Sydney Grace, this came with the February bundle. This is their cream lipstick in the shade Maya. Another beautiful mauve shade. This is a little stickier. You know, this is a gloss, actually. Smells like vanilla a little bit. I really liked this when I wore it with the bundle. It was just so gorgeous. And that was my first time trying the Sydney Grace lip products. That was excellent. I have a Juvia's Place here. A Mauve Moment. People be sleeping on the Juvia's Place lipsticks. But these are good too. There's so many good lipsticks out, y'all. Oh my gosh. I keep breaking my lipsticks. I'm so rough. But yes, there are so many great lipsticks out, and I like to try to circle back and use them, and they seem to be lasting a long time, even my old stuff. Sunday Matinee, Lisa Eldridge. Oh, this is another one. Be careful because these are real prone to breakage. There it is right there, Sunday Matinee. Another great one. And this was one of the insanely saturated lipsticks. These are great. I'm really excited. Okay, and lastly for lips, we have Pat McGrath. This is Divine Rose, the gloss. You remember she was selling way back when, like the trios? This was in one of them. And Pat McGrath might have my favorite lip gloss because I don't get that white line. You know that white line? It's right here. I don't like that. It's similar to the Sydney Grace a little bit. Yeah, I was wearing a lot of like pinky mauvies for February, probably with Valentine's Day and everything. But I love all of those, all of them. And I'm so glad to circle back and check out what's in my collection, things that I forgot about, and put them in the rotation. Oh, you know what else, y'all? I forgot about this when I was talking about the blush. My Unearthly Cosmetics blush palette. I want to say I wore the shade Shy or Bloom. I don't know. I can't remember which one I wore. It might have been a combination of a couple of them I had worn. But you know, I was saying I didn't want to get the Lady Gaga blushes, House Labs, because I had these. Well, that didn't do it for me. So I'll have a video of the blushes if I have not gotten that up already. All right, let's move in really quick before we get to eyes. This, y'all. So in my purchaser pass, I talked about this trio perfume set from Gourmand Fragrances. I had never tried them before, and it was the Carnival set. So there was a Coca-Cola smelling like soda pop, a popcorn, and then a cotton candy. Well, this is the popcorn one, and I love it, y'all. It smells like popcorn, but I don't know, it really smells like a Carnival. So I've been layering the popcorn one and the Coca-Cola one. Tyrone said I smell like a good time. And I agree, it makes me want to watch movies. I can't find the Coca-Cola one or the cotton candy one because stuff like that I carry around. It's such an odd scent, but it does smell like butter popcorn. I know that might not be everyone's like cup of tea, but it does dry down. I can't explain what it smells like. So I just wanted to tell you that I did purchase it. This one is called Maïs Soufflé. It's definitely, you definitely smell edible and buttery. All right, you guys, so I need to change my battery, and now we're gonna talk about the eyeshadows. Oh, and I had one more blush that I forgot. So let me do that and let's get to it. It's like 30 minutes later. I had to get everybody together because it is bedtime for these folks. All right, we are gonna go ahead and start off the eyeshadow palettes. No, it's not what you think. It's my BYOP for the month of February. We did our BYOP palettes around the shade Viva Magenta. Viva Magenta is Pantone's color for 2023. And these were the shades that I came up with to create the palette. So that video went up, and you know, there are some other creators that do this series with me. Everybody's palette was really awesome. But I enjoyed creating looks with this palette, and I might keep it around for a little bit. I really like that I was able to keep the packaging from the KKW Beauty and Mario collab and use it for my circle shadows. That makes it really fun because it's like an official palette. So I enjoyed that. This girl here, Uma Beauty, the Freedom palette. I meant to do a video on this, but I love this palette, you guys. They did kind of a relaunching of this for Black History Month with some products from e.l.f. This is such a great palette for neutral lovers who want to try the shifty shades. You know what I'm saying? And I think it is just perfectly put together. The mattes are wonderful, and the shimmers are really, really smooth. I just think this is perfect for someone who wants to get into duochromes, just swatching a few, but they still like the neutrals, and they may not be comfortable with buying from indie brands or, you know, single shadows where you have to kind of put something together. This is already put together, and it's what I would consider like very wearable. It's very beginner friendly and easy to use. I love this like taupey shade here. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I did have a video with this palette, so I can link that as well. This is a great palette. If you were thinking about it on the fence, go over to the other side of the fence because this palette is really amazing. Of course, for Valentine's Day, I did pull out the Natasha Denona Love palette. I had some other options even within my Natasha Denona collection to wear for Valentine's Day, but why not go with the Love palette? This palette still performs exactly how it performed when I bought it. And I did a cute little Valentine's Day look for work. It wasn't anything that I filmed. I just think it's a great palette. I think that's why it's hard for her to top this. Did y'all see that she is finally launching the Love face palette that nobody wants anymore? Talk about something is coming. Girl, we already know what it is, and we've seen the reviews, and it ain't like this, so we're skipping that one, sweetie. Tosh. I love me some Natasha Denona, but girl, you late. I don't get that. What is up with that? By the time this video goes up, you'll probably already have seen the reveal, but we already have seen it because it was released in Europe, so I don't know what's going on with that, but the Love palette is awesome. I was also gifted this palette from Notoriously Morbid. This was the Queen of Hearts palette. I love all of the shades in this palette except this one here, which is a flaky type shade. But this one is right on par with the Notoriously Morbid palettes. There are two mattes in this one, this like kind of white matte and then this blue. Not my favorite choices of mattes and not my favorite palette by Notoriously Morbid, but as far as quality wise and creativity, Notoriously Morbid always nails it with that. So I was happy to be gifted this one and try it out. And I always look forward to seeing like what are they going to be coming up with, you know, as far as the packaging, the ideas behind their palettes, like the vision. I think this is a very creative brand, like one of the most creative brands I've ever tried. So I was definitely happy to try this palette out. And because I didn't really care for the mattes that much, I actually did a mashup with the Mothership 10 by Pat McGrath. I'm trying to use this a little bit more because it just wasn't my favorite at the time, and it's still not, but it's not bad. You know, it's not a bad palette. Not sure what Mama Pat has on her agenda for this year. I will just be watching because if it's going to be like this love collection, we're not going to be getting, you know, a whole lot of variety. But I will say that even though this palette kind of stayed within her comfortable color scheme, it was a cooler version, so it was a little bit different than what she had come out with, but it wasn't really exciting. So I did want to pull this out and, you know, use it. I still feel kind of meh about it. It's okay. It's definitely not my favorite Mothership. Quality is great. I pulled out my Victoria Beckham, a single shadow. This is called Lid Luster, and this is the shade Mink. And I just did a one and done look with this for work. This is just beautiful. It's a beautiful taupe shade. These are like my favorite shades right now. And they feel kind of wet to the touch. They're creamy, but not creamy at the same time. But I've had this, how long have I had this? I've had this for a few months. So I just make sure that I keep this little top on it just to preserve it. And I put the top on because I do want it to last as long as it can. And I feel like there's a lot of product in here, so I'll have this for a while. I like wearing these as one and dones because it's easy to create a smoky eye look and it still blends out with a brush. So they're pretty easy to use. I have 3 of these. I have the chartreuse color and then I have the black one. It's called Onyx. I haven't tried that one out yet. But these are great for one and done looks. They're really opaque and nice. I probably wouldn't recommend these too much right now because Victoria Beckham is a luxury brand. It's expensive. And then her prices went up. So this is probably about $2 higher. And I know this was already in the $30 range, maybe mid $30 range. The Lisa Eldridge liquid eyeshadows are really nice. And I've heard nice things about the Pat McGrath ones, and you can kind of achieve the same type of effect. So I would get this on a sale. If you like a luxury experience, this is definitely it with like the tortoiseshell packaging and things like that. And it's very easy to use, but it's not something you need to like really get. I did tell you I have forgotten a blush and I almost forgot it again. I pulled this out from Menagerie. This is the Best Buds Glow Blush. I pulled it out because they came out with 2 more shades and I was putting them in my cart and I was like, do I really need another shade? Do I? I don't need anything, but was I really going to use another blush? I love this. It's like a peachy gold flip. They came out with a golden one and then they came out with a purpley one and they looked really nice, but I did pass on them and decided to use this instead. And this is really nice on the eyes as well. Well, this isn't really a palette. This is the Sydney Grace February bundle. And this one came with these 4 shades and then the highlighter and then the cream lipstick or the lip gloss that I showed you earlier. I thought this was great. And I like that with these 4 shadows, you could either do a really bold look if you use this one, or you could not do a bold look, do a nice like pink tone, cool, kind of subdued look. Maybe use this as a liner or skip it all together. You could even use the highlighter shade on, I wouldn't really use this on the lid, but I would use it as an inner corner highlight. That might have been what I did in the video. I cannot remember, but the quality is excellent. I'm waiting for them to put up the March bundle at this time. I cannot wait to see what they are going to do for March, but Sydney Grace is just tried and true, trusty, never lets me down. Excellent quality. So I will continue to get the monthly bundles. And to wrap up with eyeshadow palettes, last but not least, and I still have not finished the video, is a palette that I created from the Lethal Cosmetics palette designer. Y'all, look how beautiful this palette is. I still haven't named it. I was thinking about maybe like Bordeaux or something. I don't know. I love this. Anytime I want to just throw something together really quickly, this is what I go for. And I go for it because I made it. And I love it. You've got warm. You've got the taupe shades that I love lately. Of course, I had to pick like a multi-chrome shade. Like, I mean, I had to pick a multi-chrome shade. And I've got like the copper shade. You know, I love a good coppery shade. I've got my brown mattes, my plum mattes, transition, deep shades. Like, they all go together so beautifully. I've got my, oh, I have another multi-chrome. Wait a minute, it's this one here. This is a multi-chrome too. I'm gonna do a whole video. I've actually created 3 palettes and they are not cheap, but these are the ones, well, this one, I haven't used the other 2 yet. I just put them together. These are the ones I'm using out of everything. This is my most used palette this year. So that definitely says something to me. And that's why I've really cut back on the eyeshadow palettes, because I'm finding myself using the same stuff. So I don't know. All right, well, that's going to be it for my February roundup. Let me know what you have been using. I did not include this with fragrances, but let me just grab my cream chiffon from House of Sillage, because let me show y'all how it's almost empty. Like, can y'all see that? This is like my new signature, and I'm so sad because I really don't need another cupcake. I would just love a refill. And like every day I check, it's on sale, and then it goes off, and then it goes on, then it goes off. So it's going to be back on sale again. And when it goes back on sale, I'm going to get it because it's going to be $237. I'm not going to pay $400. And maybe the next time it goes on sale, it'll go on sale for 50% off instead of 40% off. This smells so good. It smells so delicious. It's got kind of a vanilla sandalwood type dry down. It is just awesome. It really is. So I probably will repurchase this for sure. It is definitely a favorite. It's probably my favorite out of the House of Sillage shades, perfumes. I have Benevolence, Wonder Woman, and the Mickey Mouse. So this is probably my favorite. This one and the Wonder Woman. The other 2 are okay. That is going to be it for the February roundup. Please let me know what you have been loving and using, whether it's new or old. I really like coming around and showing the old, quote unquote, old products that I still love, because it, again, is a record for me to see what I really like and what I'm gravitating towards. So I'm not buying a whole bunch of extra stuff that I'm not going to use. And it makes me happy to be pulling out things that are considered old and seeing that like they haven't lost their spark and that they're still great. I know Lauren May Beauty just did 2 videos. She did a video I'd love to do, actually, both of them. It's like old makeup that she still loves. And then she did one that I watched today about products that have lost their spark. So I might try to do those and really look through my collection. Anything that gets me looking through my drawers and really thinking about my purchases and the products that I've bought, I really like to do. I like to be reflective in that way. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another roundup. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. So until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice. Stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.